All right. So we're going to go over the organ systems. How many does the human body have? Can you tell me in this image, what are those 4 organ systems that are being depicted? From left to right. Skeletal, muscular, cardiovascular. What is another word for cardiovascular? Circulatory. And the child? Nervous. You can see their brain is part of it. Yeah. Organ systems. Overview of organ systems. It's the 4th one on Canvas. Okay. There are 11 organ systems. They can be divided into 4 basic categories of function. Over the course of this year, we're going to try to place all 11 in one of these 4 categories. Yes. All of it. But after today, I would encourage you to go online and print them out or bring in a laptop or a tablet with you. So you can just add to it because you don't need to rewrite all the stuff. It's already written for you all. You don't need to write it again. There are going to be a few organs I'm going to ask you to add that the PowerPoint does not have listed. So just be ready for that. Ready? Okay, your body system is going to be divided into 4 different types of categories. Support, movement, and protection. That would be things like your integumentary system, your skeletal system, integration and coordination, muscular system, endocrine system, nervous system, maintenance of the body, lymphatic system, digestive as well, perhaps a little bit of the urinary, and then reproduction and development. Definitely a reproductive system. So if you have looked at the syllabus, can anyone tell me what is the first organ system we will be discussing after we talk about cells and tissues? I'll give you a hint. You all are showing it off right now. What's it called? The integumentary system. All right, so on each, we have 11 different systems. You're going to be identifying the main organs and the system's function, like why you have it. Why do you have skin? Why do you have digestive organs? Why do you have a brain, spinal cord, and nerves? What do they do? Remember, this is anatomy and physiology. Okay, let's continue. This is the integumentary system. Skin, hair, nails, and something called exocrine glands. I'm going to write that on the board over here. What does exo mean? Out. Crin or crine means like to secrete. You should know that you have a system called the endocrine system. What does endo mean? Inside. Well, this integumentary system has glands called exocrine glands. This basically means that the secretions are outside the blood. Endocrine means inside the blood. What are some things that your skin secretes that does not go in your blood? Sweat. What else? Teenagers are known for being this. Yeah. Oily, greasy. Right. It's called sebaceous glands. So sweat glands and sebaceous glands. The purpose of your integumentary system is to keep the insides in, keep the outsides out, protect you from things like heat, radiation, pathogens, which are diseases. If you did not have skin, you're dead. You're going to get so much infection, you're probably not going to live very long. If there was a bucket here filled with diseases, I could reach my hand in that bucket and I would be fine. But if I brought those into my body, then I'm not fine because they're getting past my skin. Your skin is your armor. It protects you from the outside world. Now, is it impervious? Of course not. It is not impervious. We scratch our skin, we open our skin, we rip our skin, we tear our skin. There's even diseases that target your skin. Which, by the way, leads me to remind you that this Sunday, there might be a little tropical storm passing by, just going to be a rainmaker, really. But don't go out and play in the floodwaters because you got to ask yourself, why is it flooding? Doesn't it drain into the sewer? The sewers are overflowing. And so there's poo water in the streets. And the kids are playing in the poo water. And before you know it, they get ringworm and other diseases. So don't dance in the floodwater. Okay? After integumentary system, we get to the skeletal system. How many bones are there in your skeleton? 206. You guys will be knowing all 206. Now, before you get really wide-eyed and freak out, you're not going to know 206 different bones. In fact, in one hand, you have 14 phalanges. 2 hands, 28 phalanges. 2 feet, 28 phalanges. Do the math. You have 24 ribs. You have 26 vertebrae, 2 femurs, 2 patellas, which are your kneecaps. So there are some bones that are exclusive, like your mandible, your jawbone, but you will be knowing all 206. I promise. You're going to learn them all. Your skeletal system is not only your bones, however. It is your cartilage. This keeps your bones from grinding against each other and hurting each other. You have ligaments. Do any of you know what ligaments connect? What and what? No? Bone to bone. If you ever, football season's coming up, if you hear so-and-so tore their ACL, anterior cruciate ligament, it connects bone to bone. It holds your knee together, your femur and your tibia. Tendons connect bone to muscle. So on this one, I would like you to add joints, which is where 2 bones meet. And I want you to add tendons to this, okay? So under organs, I would like you to also add tendons and joints. Yeah. What's cartilage? Cartilage is softer tissue, connective tissue that prevents bones from grinding against each other and damaging each other. It's like a cushion. What allows your bones to move? Yeah. You can't move bones without muscle. So that's going to be next. Bones cannot move without muscles. Joints and tendons. Add joints and tendons. Oops, sorry guys. Ready? Okay, you cannot move your bones without your muscles. You have about 630 some odd muscles. They're all in Latin. You won't have to learn all 630. You are going to learn a good amount, but not all 630. You have 3 different types of muscle tissue. You have skeletal, you have smooth, you have cardiac. When I see Nikita at the gym working out, what muscle is he working out? Skeletal, smooth, or cardiac? What muscle are you looking at right now in this diagram? No? These are skeletal muscles. When you work out your glutes or your biceps, your triceps, your abs, your traps, your pectorals, your quadriceps, Those are your skeletal muscles. Now, when you walk, when you talk, when you work out, when you run, can you or can you not control those muscles with your own conscious thought? Can you control them? Yeah. Now, kind of a personal question here. Ladies, when you have a menstrual cramp, can you control it? No. Okay. Yeah, no. Your uterus is made of smooth muscle. So you tell me, is smooth muscle voluntary or involuntary? Involuntary. Your smooth muscle is found in your hollow organs, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, blood vessels, uterus, a few examples. And then guess where the only place in your body is you would find your heart? Or sorry, your cardiac muscle. Ugh, it's been a long day. Cardiac muscle, where would you find it? Your heart. Can you control your cardiac muscle? No. Several years ago, I had a student say, Mr. Thorson, I can control my cardiac muscle. I go, yeah, how? I run really fast, my heart beats. Okay, when you're running, you're using your skeletal muscle, which you can control. And by proxy, your heart is pumping blood to your muscles because you're using them. Can you just sit there and make your heart beat faster? No. Okay, then you cannot control it. You guys cannot control the majority of the processes in your body. Now, the last one says produce body heat. When you're sitting and it's really cold and you're shivering like this, think of kinetics. When things move really fast, do they get hotter or colder? Hotter. So when you're shivering like this, your muscles are trying to generate heat. Okay. Now, your muscles make your bones move, but what tells your muscles what to do? Nervous system. Just write nervous system here. This includes your brain, your spinal cord, and your nerves. Your nervous system is divided into the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. It helps you to react to your internal environment and the external world. If there was a football coming right for Emma's head, oh, she saw it. She saw the football going through the air, coming right for her. Her brain interpreted that signal, thinking, this football is coming for our head. What are we going to do? Oh, let's reach up and catch it. And then you respond. That all happens at about 250 miles an hour. So going from your head to your arms to make your arms go up, it's almost instantaneous. Sometimes things happen too fast for our nervous system to keep up. If you ever watch a baseball game, sometimes the pitcher throws the ball, the batter hits the ball right back at him. The pitcher doesn't have enough time to react because it's so close and the ball is moving so fast, they get hit right in the head. Your nervous system is in charge of everything. And here's a fun fact. The human brain is the only thing in the universe that we are aware of so far that is the ability to learn about itself. Congratulations. Okay. Well, your nervous system is first in command. It is in charge. Do you know what system is second in command? Your endocrine system, your hormones. Your hormones are composed of your endocrine system is made up of glands. Your hypothalamus is a gland. Your pituitary, your thyroid, your parathyroid, adrenals, pancreas, ovaries, and testes. But Mr. Thorson, I thought the ovaries and the testes were reproductive glands. They're both. Ovaries and testes produce hormones, and they also produce sex cells. They have a dual function. Systems can share body parts. When you guys were in elementary school, do you remember the stretchy feeling you felt behind your legs when your legs were getting long? That's growth hormone. You did not tell your brain, okay, let's get taller now. Doesn't work that way. It just happens. It is involuntary. Hyperactive thyroid is where you are secreting too much of the hormone. Thyroid issues are more prevalent in female. I don't know why, but hyperthyroidism is way too much hormone. and hypo is not enough. It typically controls your metabolism. So if you had a hyperactive thyroid, you could probably eat a wedding cake and you would still lose weight. If you had a hypoactive thyroid, you could probably just look at a cake and you would gain weight. I knew a girl that had her thyroid removed because it had signs of cancer. She was not allowed to eat after 7 o'clock because if she did, she would put on a tremendous amount of weight because your thyroid is involved with a lot of metabolism. Your pancreas is very important. In fact, if you ever got pancreatic cancer, I'm sorry to say, that's almost like it's terminal. It's like a death sentence. There's really no coming back from it.
What you said is just another, is the exact, no, is the right term for hypothyroidism.
Hyperthyroidism is an overactive thyroid. Hypothyroidism is an underactive. Hyper means too much, hypo means not enough. Okay, next. Maintenance of the body. We have the circulatory system, also called the cardiovascular system. This is made up of your heart, blood vessels, and blood. What gas do we inhale? And what gas must be transferred to every cell in your body? Let's make sure we get that straight from this point forward. What gas do our cells produce that our body must get rid of and return to the atmosphere? Carbon dioxide. And now, for all you biology grads out there, what process takes place in every cell in your body that requires oxygen? Did someone say photosynthesis? So when you are hungry, you dig your feet in the ground and stare at the sun.
It's the same thing, just with plants, right?
No, they're in fact the exact opposite. Photosynthesis needs CO2, produces O2. Cell respiration needs O2, it produces CO2. Your cells produce carbon dioxide, and it's your circulatory system and respiratory system's job to get it back in the atmosphere. And when that CO2 is back in the atmosphere, what types of organisms use it? Plants. And then the plants use it, they go through photosynthesis, they produce oxygen. And then who uses that? Us. Okay, next system, you're never going to get. Some of you might get it, but not a lot. You ready? What system is that?
Lymphatic.
How do you know?
Because they draw the lymphatic system is like green. Weird.
Oh, just green. So if it was brown, you'd be stumped.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the lymphatic system. Before you guys are, I would imagine, are at least familiar with this. Your lymphatic system drains your tissues of fluid. Do you all know what liposuction is? Okay, liposuction is when you suck out the fat. Lipo means fat, suction means like suck out. Well, when you've had these fat deposits in your body and then you just get rid of them, your body's like, what the? And it's going to try to fill in that void with fluids. And you have to get those fluids drained out. And so some people, after they get liposuction, they have to get a lymphatic massage where you're just helping force the fluid, get it moving so that the lymphatic system can get it and drain it. Your lymphatic system is responsible for draining. These vessels are called lymphatic vessels. These little nodules here are called lymph nodes. That's where white blood cells live, your immune system. So your lymphatic system is meant for drainage, but it's also meant for immunity. This is your immune system. So I want you to add a few things to this. One thing is for the organs, I want you to write lymphatic vessels. And the actual fluid is called lymph. That's the name of the fluid. Just like your blood vessels carry blood, lymphatic vessels carry lymph. It's a fluid that just gets drained from your tissues, and you typically pee it out. It's part of your urine. And under function, it does protect you from disease, but I also want you to write tissue drainage. So if you like to go to the spa and get a massage, ask them if they do lymphatic massages. It just helps get the fluids moving so you don't develop a big pocket of fluid. Okay, I think we have 4 more. All right, let's hustle because we have 4 more and we have 5 minutes. What system is that? That's easy. Respiratory system. Your nose, your mouth, your pharynx, your larynx, that's your voice box, your trachea, which is your windpipe, and then your lungs. So whenever you say, oh, went down the wrong pipe, goes down your trachea. Your trachea is in the front of your neck. The esophagus is right behind it. How come you have, why is your right lung a little bit bigger than your left lung? Look at it. Because that's where your heart fits. Your heart fits kind of inside your left lung. Your heart tilts a little to the left. What gas do your lungs bring in? And what do they get rid of? Where in the world does the oxygen come from? Plants. And what gas do your cells produce as a byproduct of cell respiration? Carbon dioxide. Right. Very good. Take care of your lungs, especially during a pandemic when it attacks your respiratory system. Don't partake in any activities that damage your lungs and make them even worse. I'll start showing you videos of double lung transplants. Okay, 3 more. What system is this? Digestive system. Now, there are some organs that are left out here. These are organs that food does not travel through. You ready? Liver, gallbladder, pancreas. Those are 3 organs in your digestive system that food does not travel through. You might be asking, well, then what do they do? They produce or store digestive juices. The ones that are highlighted with color is where food does travel through. The pink ones are ones where food does travel through. The white ones, like that big white one, is your liver. Food does not go in there. Your liver and your pancreas produce digestive juices. Your gallbladder holds bile, which breaks down fat. I'll tell you all a funny story when we get to that later. We don't have time for it now. We have 2 more systems. Let's hurry. We have about 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, if this is for food, what do you call the one for liquid? What system helps you get rid of all your liquids? You pee them out. Urinary. Urinary system, this one's easy. Kidneys and bladder. And here's one that's not mentioned here. Your urethra, that's your pee hole. This helps filter and gets rid of wastes. Which is why when people take a drug test, they have to pee in a cup because your urine can pick up on what types of wastes are in your system. And then there's one more, everybody, and we are going to wrap it up. I think we're barely going to make it. What's the one system we haven't done yet? Reproductive system is right. Ready? Last one. Reproductive system. For the males, you have the testes, the epididymis, which is in the testes, the vas deferens, the urethra, and the penis. For the females, we have ovaries, fallopian tubes, vagina, and uterus. The function is basically to reproduce and protect a developing embryo and fetus. That's it. Now, I want to ask you a few bonus questions. In which gender does the reproductive system and the urinary system get shared? Like, do they share structures? Male. In the female, the urinary system and reproductive system are completely separate from each other. In males, they share. They share structures. Once you get all this, you can start getting ready to go. If you are a senior, you are dismissed. It already is on Canvas. I'm going to post it to YouTube later.